What is up, collectors? Glad to have everybody back. Welcome back to the channel, Vintage Card Wonderland. Today I'm kind of diving into something really fun and special. You guys have probably seen Mike Moynahan's fantastic video he put out a couple weeks back on the VR on the most iconic baseball cards of all time. And I was lucky enough to participate in that one, and man, it was a blast. That particular list focused primarily on high-end US release icons like the 52 Mickey Mantle, the T206 Honus Wagner. But today I thought, you know what? I'm going to put a little bit of a unique spin on this particular challenge. What I'd like to do, are you ready for it? There's a lot of niche collectors out there, and particularly the ones who chase cardboard history that doesn't always hit all the major headlines. So today, what I'd like to do, as you see from the screen there, is talk about the top 10 most iconic baseball cards in history, Venezuelan edition. Okay, here's the fun part, guys. This is a VR, a video response challenge, as you guys know. I don't like abbreviations very much, but if you're watching this, I want to see your top 10. Okay, so two options to do that. One would be either drop your comment below in the comments from this video with your top 10 list, or even better yet, make your own video and tag me on it. And after a month, I'm going to tally up all the responses and scores and votes, and then I'm going to unveil the viewer's choice top 10 most iconic Venezuelan cards. All right, guys, so without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to start with a couple of honorable mentions, okay? Cards that came very, very close, but did not quite make the cut. These are cards that everyone will recognize and probably want as part of their collection, but probably maybe it'll make some people's top 10 lists. We'll have to see. But the first honorable mention card is the 1962 Topps Venezuela Manager's Dream. It's got Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays on it. We all know this card. It's got it from the iconic US Topps set from '62, but the Venezuelan version is even far rarer, maybe 1% or less of the Topps version. And it features a Spanish back, which kind of adds a whole new layer of coolness and mystique to an already legendary card. So you've seen I've included this picture of the back right there. Okay, guys, that's honorable mention number one. Honorable mention number two is a duo of cards. It is the 1968 Topps Venezuela Rod Carew and Bob Gibson. These are two fantastic, beautiful cards, two legends, and they just narrowly missed the top 10. They definitely deserve the spotlight. Everybody knows in the US Topps that Rod Carew is a very sought after second year card. And the Bob Gibson is also a beautiful card for Bob Gibson as well. It just, both of them are iconic on the US side and just visually stunning. The main difference between the US and the Venezuelan is not dramatic in '68, but you have the trademark HO in Venezuela at the bottom of the cards on the back of '68s. So not as unique as some of the other Topps Venezuelan sets, but certainly a cool cards nonetheless, and with certainly a lot of added scarcity within the Venezuelan edition. So these are big cards that go for big money, even in anything, even a 1 and above. So very sought after cards, worthy of being on the list. Okay, now that is the end of my honorable mention, guys. So now let's get into our top 10, okay? All right, here we go. Number 10, 1967 Topps Venezuela David Concepcion Winter League. The '67 set is a really cool set. It many people believe, and I think it's been pretty well established, as kind of a bootleg set put out by the Sport Grafico people over at the Sport Grafico magazine. Because initially the first Venezuelan set came out in '59, and then they kind of alternated years. They went '60, '62, '64, 66, 68. So theoretically, there should not have been a 67, but there was. And 67 is kind of like a very unique set. It's split into three parts. The first part is the Venezuelan Winter Leaguers, and this is where this card comes from, and it's got that beautiful red background. So it's got all the Venezuela Winter League players. And then in the middle of the set, there's a 50-card set of retired Hall of Famers called the Retirados. And then the third part of the 67 set is kind of like some of the U.S. players from that year. Not all of them, but the major leaguers. So it is a very, very cool and unique set. And this is a very beautiful, aesthetically beautiful card, from the image to the fields to even the logo at the bottom. All just a very colorful and beautiful card of future Reds legend and a massive figure within Latin American baseball. So this is kind of his pre-rookie, and it makes this a very cool, unique, iconic card that is very sought after. So that is my number 10. Okay, guys, let's go to number 9. Number 9 is the 1968 Topps Venezuela Johnny Bench rookie card. Again, in the U.S. Topps, this is a very desirable card. Johnny Bench, one of the greatest catchers of all time. The Venezuelan release is incredibly hard to find. Very, very low population. I think less than 25 or 30 that I think have been graded. And it's got a lot of, historical value. It's got scarcity. The main difference of the Venezuelan Topps in '68, again, was the trademark HO in Venezuela on the back. But certainly if you are a Johnny Bench collector, this is a very scarce card that you would go after. And again, much pricier than the U.S. version. Even a low grade goes and is a comic card for sure. So this is a very desirable card, and of the Venezuelan sets, a very big rookie card, as there's not a ton of them, but this is up there with one of the bigger rookie cards in the Venezuelan releases, and so therefore is iconic and sought after. Okay, guys, let's go to number 8. So number 8 is the 1967 Topps Venezuela Retirado Satchel Paige. As we talked about in the 67 set, split into three parts. The middle part of this set is the 50 retired Hall of Famers, the Retirados. Satchel Paige is one of the most desirable cards within this 50-card set. You can see the beautiful image of him on the front holding his arms up. And I think it was taken from kind of either a picture pack image, and I think there have been a couple of other niche sets out there, like I think Pittsburgh Exhibits, that use a similar image of him. But you can see not only the beautiful, kind of sky bluish background, sepia tone image, and then bright red, beautiful retirado, meaning retired, at the bottom of there. So it's just a gorgeous image. And then on the back, it's got a blue background, unlike the Winter Leagues were reddish, and it's all in Spanish. It has a brief kind of bio and history on the player, and I did a bunch of series where I went through all this whole set and talked about and translated the backs. But it's very beautiful and unique card. And Satchel Paige does not have a ton of cards, so this makes this card very important to have if you are a Satchel Paige collector. So just a beautiful image. Okay, guys, are we ready for number 7? Okay, guys, number 7 is a 1959 Topps Venezuela Mickey Mantle. A lot of people love the U.S. Topps in '59. You had to have a Mantle on this list. For me, this made the list because it is probably the most scarce Venezuela Mantle of the ones that exist from the different sets. Obviously far scarcer than the U.S. counterpart. Key piece of history. So of the mantles that do appear in the sets from '59 all the way through '68, this one is the scarcest. And interestingly, it also has a little bit more mystique. What I've shown here is the grayback. And '59 Venezuelan set was a little bit funky because it had some U.S. trademarks and some Venezuelan trademarks. You can see at the bottom of this back of the card it says "En Preso in Venezuela." So for Mantle's card, he does have a Venezuelan trademark. And with a lot of these, they kind of have that kind of sandstone appearance, and oftentimes the back of the card is very miscut and almost like falling off the card. So if you can find a pretty version of this, this is a very, very expensive card, if even in a low grade, in a 2 or 3. But giving it a little more mystique is there is a grayback and a creamback, and the creamback is far more scarce than even the grayback. So the pop of this, again, is probably in the 20s and 30s, and then the creamback probably 5 to 10. So it's a very kind of unique spin if you're a Mantle collector and you want something a little bit different, a lot more rare. Mickey Mantle's the GOAT of the hobby, and you're going to throw in, scarcity on top of it. To me, that makes it a very iconic card and an important piece of Venezuelan history. So that is my number 7 on the list. Okay, guys, let's go to number 6. Number 6, the 1967 Topps Venezuela, Hank Aaron. This is another, again, Hank Aaron's rarest card within the Venezuelan sets. I think there are less than 15 graded between PSA and SGC. And much like his 67 U.S. Topps, similar image. This is the third part of the 67 set. You have the Winter Leaguers, the Retorados, and this is part of the Major Leaguers. You can see it's got a kind of darker blue back, as you see from the Major League side of the set, and all in Spanish. Kind of almost has like a photocopy kind of look to it because there was a pirated set from the Sport Grafico. The quality of the image is much more kind of crude, and that's kind of pretty classic of this set, and I think one of the things that makes it so cool. So again, if you're going to have a Henry or Hank Aaron on this list, you might as well make it the scarcest card. And this is a card, if it comes up for auction, it sells very quickly because there's not many out there. So you can either have a beat up version or pay up for a nice version if there even is one. But this is a very, very sought after card. Yeah, so that is my number 6 card. Okay, guys, number 5 is the 1967 Topps Venezuela Retorado, Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson, another player who is just a legend historically, culturally, a fantastic player for what he meant to the game, breaking the color barrier. He does not have a ton of cards, so that makes this card extra special. This came, this post-retirement card, again, part of that 50-card Retorado set, and just a beautiful image, similar image from his Bowman. But it is again, the colors on the Retorados with the image, the background, the Retorado, just so colorful and iconic for Venezuelan collectors. So again, this is a tough card to find, and this is a card, if it goes to auction, is going to command top dollar. It's a comic card in any condition. So again, Jackie Robinson has been a player that has gotten just so huge in the hobby, so collected, and this makes this rare card a very sought after card and a very iconic card. Okay, guys, now back to the rookie cards. Number 4 on my list is the 1960 Topps Venezuela Carl Yastrzemski rookie card. The U.S. Topps, again, 60 is a tough set to sometimes identify as Topps Venezuela is, because a lot of them, they're all going to have this gray. None of them will have a creamback like the U.S., but they'll all have gray, but a lot of the U.S. ones had gray backs, and don't remember which series. But the difference for the Carl Yastrzemski in particular is you're missing the U.S. trademark on the far right side of the card. So it is, at least for this particular card, identifiable as a Venezuela because there's an absence of a trademark. So that makes it at least a little bit easier for a pricey card like this. So that is a good thing if you're trying to find one of these. Again, the pop on this is extremely low. There's a lot of Yaz collectors out there, and if there's a handful of these in existence, they're going to all battle for it. Again, similar to the U.S. Topps, other than the absence of kind of the sheen that U.S. Topps had, this is more muted as far as the toning of the card, as most Venezuelan cards were. And so the pop on this card is, again, I'm sure it's less than 50, it may be less than 30. It's very sought after, and again, one of the bigger rookie cards within the Venezuelan releases, and even within the U.S. Topps, this is a very iconic rookie card. So that makes the list at number 4. I think any Venezuelan collector will recognize this number 3 card on my list, the 1967 Topps Venezuela Retirado, Sandy Koufax. The left arm of God. This fantastic picture is one of the most widely collected pictures out there in the vintage space. And this came out immediate kind of post-retirement. This was taken from a photo shoot that he did at Candlestick Park, where he's kind of showing them how to do a pitch and kind of holding it out into the camera. This is a card that in the last few years has just 5-6x'd in the terms of price and value, just because so many people want it. And so it's almost impossible to find a nice condition. So if you even find a low-grade one in this market, you're going to pay, I don't know, $4,000 to $5,000 for a beat-up one, and for a nice one, you'll pay $5,000 to $6,000 at this point. That's how much in demand this card is, and I think for good reason. Looking at this image of Sandy, his kind of very focused look, slight smirk, and how his fist is kind of with the ball kind of coming out of the card right at you. I mean, it's just such a fantastic, I mean, it's in my mind one of the most beautiful cards that's ever been made. And you can see the back is in green, like the Retirados were in Spanish. So, I mean, it's one of those cards that if you see it, stops you dead in your tracks, and you are just kind of captivated by it and just can't look away. So that is why that made my number 3. I'm sure you're asking, well, if that makes your number 3, what could be above this card? Well, there is a couple out there, guys. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 is the 1967 Topps Venezuela Roberto Clemente. Shout out to Theo, Clemente collector. This card is what we call kind of like the Bigfoot of the Venezuelan. Bigfoot, or I don't know what else, like the UFO, or Loch Ness Monster, Santa Claus. I'm sorry if any of you kids are listening right now, but this is just a card that should not exist. You rarely see. Incredibly rare. It's part of the 67 Topps Venezuela set, the high numbers and short print, dark blue back. It is incredibly scarce. I think there've maybe been less than 10 graded. Maybe they're at 15 now, but I would be shocked, because they never come up. And if they come up for auction, they last. I've seen them. I've seen maybe there've been a case where one's come up on eBay or something, and it's lasted like 30 to 60 seconds. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And for that very reason, supply and demand, the price on this card has just ballooned out. Roberto Clemente, as you guys know, is a hero in Latin American baseball. The way he lived his life, the way he tragically passed. And so this card has special meaning, and given he is his Latin American heritage, the Venezuelan version has more, to me, has more meaning, and then you add in the scarcity and even the image. I think the image is, even though some people don't like the image as much, I think that kind of look to it, the Pirates logo and the almost photocopyish look to it, to me, look better than the US version. So I prefer this over the other one. But yeah, so that is my number 2. And that is a card that is, I don't know, maybe I'll add it someday. I can only hope. Okay, guys, drum roll. Let's do our drum roll. I don't have a drum roll sound, but just imagine a drum roll. Here we go. My number one top, most iconic Topps Venezuela baseball card is the 1968 Topps Venezuela Nolan Ryan rookie card. Many of you will agree that Nolan Ryan's one of the most legendary pitchers in existence, 7 no-hitters. This is one of the most legendary rookie cards in existence in the U.S. Topps. And then in Venezuela Topps, it's in a league of its own. It's scarce, it's significant, it's undeniably iconic. You can see the main difference between the Venezuelan version is the trademark on the back, HO in Venezuela. So between the U.S., the Milton Bradley, and this is by far the most scarce. Maybe maybe there've been 20 or 30 graded, and maybe higher now, but I can tell you, I don't think it's more than 50. So this is a card that again has skyrocketed in cost because of the scarcity of it and who Nolan Ryan is. So this by far of all of the Venezuelan sets from 59 to 68 is the most iconic rookie card out there, and also has the added scarcity to it. So this is for that reason that made my top number one iconic card. So guys, thank you for watching. Okay, now it's your turn. I want you guys to either post a comment on your top 10 or make a video response with your top 10. And then tag me if you do decide to join in the challenge. And then after a month, I will I'll tally the responses, the votes, and then release what I call a viewer's choice top 10. So for all you Venezuelan collectors out there, let's celebrate this amazing and underappreciated piece of baseball card history. And thank you guys for watching. And always keep on collecting, and I will catch you on the next video.